carved out, which is the right side and which is the eastern bank and western bank. Now we are reading our book, para number 1, paragraph. The spiritual world is 3/4 of the total creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is the most exalted region. Boundary between the two words is between the material 1/4 and 3/4 the spiritual, the boundary is Virja River. What's the other name for Virja River? Karun Sagar. Karun Sagar. Casual ocean. The spiritual world is naturally superior to the material world. The spiritual world is naturally superior to the material world. However, Mathura and adjoining areas, although appearing in material world, are considered superior to a spiritual world because the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself appeared at Mathura. The interior forest of Vrindavan are considered superior to Mathura. Interior forest is plural, so these are the 12 forests, right? Interior forest of Vrindavan is one of them. The 11 others are considered superior to Mathura because of the presence of the 12 forests, Dwadash Vana, such as Talvan, Madhuvan, Bahulavan, which are famous for various pastime of Lord. Okay? Thus, the interior Vrindavan means 12 forest. In the interior Vrindavan, forest is considered superior to Mathura. But superior to these forests is divine Govardhan Hill. Because, number 1, Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill like an umbrella, raising it with his lotus beautiful hand to protect his associates. Who are the associates? Denizens of Vraj from the torrential rain sent by angry Indra, king of demigod. What other thing is in Govardhan? It is also at Govardhan Hill that Krishna tends cows with his cowherd friends. And third, here also Krishna had his rendezvous with his most beloved Sri Radha and engaged in loving pastime with her. So 3 things of the Govardhan. Why Govardhan is higher than Vrindavan? 3 things. Radha Kund is at the foot of Govardhan. Govardhan is considered like a peacock. Peacock with a neck bent back. And Radha Kund and Sham Kund are the 2 eyes of the peacock. 2 eyes of the peacock. Is superior to all because it is there that love of Krishna overflows. Now, this is most important line. Advanced devotees means at least those who have attained the Apan Dasha. their swarup. Yesterday we discussed. What are the name of the dasas? Yesterday we discussed. Shravan, hearing, then accepting varan, and then remembering samran, and then apan, and then sampati. Sumran has 5 stages. Okay? So advanced devotees means those who have attained this stage of at least apan dasa, not before that. Prefer to reside at Radha Kund because this place is site of many memories. What memories? Of the eternal loving affairs between Krishna and Radharani, Rati Vilas. What are the memories? The memories are that Raghunath Das Goswami lived there. He has all the memories. He has written those. Kaviraj Goswami lived there. Rupa Goswami, these all Goswami, they lived there around. And they have written all this literature there. So these are the memories of past. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada used to say, Radha Kund is too high for us to live. So we will live at Govardhan and will go every day in the daytime to serve our superiors. But at night we will come back to Govardhan because we are not qualified to stay at Radha Kund. This Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is saying like that. It means it's too high place to live at Radha Kund. It's not ordinary place. So Prabhupada wrote memories. These memories are of the great associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They lived there. Even Bhakti Vinod Thakur has his house in Radha Kund. Somebody visited Bhakti Vinod house? Yeah, if you go with some Dinbandhu Prabhu, then he will show you that there's some stick and his shawl, and they'll show you that. Little, maybe 500 meters away from there. No. There daytime, he gave lectures, but he never lived there, it appears. Bhakti Vinod, up till Babaji, only Babajis, not sannyasis. Second paragraph. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, it is stated that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first visited area of Brijbhumi, he could not at first find the location of Radha Kund. This means that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually searching for exact location of Radha Kund. Finally, he found the holy spot, and there was a small pond there. He took his bath in that small pond and told his devotees that the actual Radha Kund was situated here. Later, the Radha Kund pond was excavated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, headed first by the 6 Goswamis, such as Rupa Raghunath Das. Presently, there is a large lake known as Radha Kund there. Srila Rupa Goswami has given much stress to Radha Kund because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to find it. Remember this line. This is your question bank. Who then would give up Radha Kund and try to reside elsewhere? No person with transcendental intelligence, Viveki, would do so. The importance of Radha Kund, however, cannot be realized by other Vaishnava sampradayas. Nor can persons uninterested in the devotional service of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understand the spiritual importance and divine nature of Radha Kund. So not other Vaishnava Sampradaya and those who are not following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can never understand the glories of Radha Kund. Thus Radha Kund is mainly worshipped by Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the follower of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now I think this is over in our book, right? Now this is just where Chaitanya Chaitamrita quoted Madhya Leela. So this is the portion just to relish. Ei mata Mahaprabhu nachite nachite arita grama asi bahe aila achambe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in ecstasy, but when he arrived at Arit Gram, his sense perception was awakened. Before that he was in ecstasy. Then he came to the outer consciousness. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Aritagram is also called Arishtagram. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that this village Arishtasur, that in this village Arishtasur had been killed by Sri Krishna, the bull demon. While there he inquired about Radha Kund, but no one could tell him where it was. A Brahman accompanying him, means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, could also not ascertain its whereabout. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could then understand that the holy place known as Radha Kund and Shyam Kund were at that time lost to everyone's vision. He therefore discovered Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, which are two reservoirs of water and two paddy fields. Although there was very little water in that paddy field, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was omniscient. He knew everything and could understand that formerly these two ponds were called Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. In this way, Radha Kund and Shyam Kund were discovered. Arite Radha Kunda Varata Puche Loke Sthane Kehi Nahi Kahe Sangera Brahman Na Jane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the local people, where is Radha Kund? No one could inform him, and the Brahman accompanying him did not know either. तीरथ लुप्त जानी प्रभो सर्व गय भगवाना दुई धान्य क्षेत्र अल्प जले कैला स्नान. The Lord then understood that the holy place called Radha Kund was no longer visible. However, being the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, he discovered Radha Kund and Shyama Kund in two paddy fields. There was only a little water, but he took his bath there. देखी सब ग्राम्य लोकेरा विस्मय हैला मना प्रेम प्रभु करे Radha कुंडेरा स्तवन. When the people of the village saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking his bath in those two ponds in the middle of the paddy field, they were very much astonished, and the Lord then offered his prayers to Radha Kund. अब गोपी हैते राधा कृष्णेर प्रियसी तैसी राधा कुंड प्रिय अप्रियार सरसी. Of all the gopis, Radharani is dearmost. Similarly, the lake known as Radha Kund is very dear to the Lord because it is very dear to Srimati Radharani. यथा राधा प्रिया विष्णु तस्याः कुंडम प्रियम तथा सर्वगोपीषु सैवैका विष्णुः अत्यंत वल्लभा. Just as Srimati Radharani is most dear to Krishna, so her lake known as Radha Kund is also very dear to him, means Krishna. Of all the gopis, Srimad Radharani is certainly the most beloved. Yei kunda nitya Krishna radhikara sange jale jala keli kare tire rasa range. In that lake, Lord Krishna and Srimad Radharani used to sport daily in the wall and have a ras dance on the bank. Sei kunda yei ek bar kare snan Tara Radha Sama Prema Krishna Kare Dan. Indeed, Lord Krishna gives ecstatic love like that of Srimati Radharani to whoever bathes in that lake even once in his life. What about you? You have taken bath? So those who have taken has got love? Why? Because we are not at this stage of Apan Dasha. Kundera Madhuri Yena Radhara Madhuri Ma Kundera Mahima Yena Radhara Mahima. The attraction of Radha Kund is as sweet as that of Srimati Radharani. Similarly, the glories of the Kund, Radha Kund, are as great as Srimati Radharani. Shri Radha eva Harestadya Sarasi Preshta adhbhutai Swai Ganoi Yasyam Sri Yutamadvendura Anisham Priyatat Taya Kirati Premam Samin Bataradhikeva Labhate Yasyam Sakrid Snanakrit Tasya Vai Mahima Tatha Madhurima Kenastu Varnyaha Kshattau. Because of its wonderful transcendental qualities, Radha Kund is as dear to Krishna as Srimati Radharani. It was in that lake that the all-opulent Lord Sri Krishna performed his pastimes with Srimati Radharani with great pleasure and transcendental bliss. Whoever baths just once in Radha Kund attains Srimati Radharani's loving attraction for Krishna. Who within this world can describe the glories and sweetness of Radha Kund? Ei mata stuti kare prema aveshta hayya tire nirtya kare kunda lila sanariya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus offered praise to Radha Kund. Overwhelmed by ecstatic love, he danced on the bank, remembering the pastime Lord Krishna performed on the bank of Radha Kund. Kundera martika laya tilaka karila bhattacharya dware matrika sange kari laila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then marked his body with the tilak made from the mud of Radha Kund. The black tilak jo karte hain, this is from Radha Kund. And with the help of Bhattacharya, Balbhadra Bhattacharya, he collected some of the mud and took it with him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Kund. Number 1. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only found out the exact location of Radha Kund and he took bath there. The pond was excavated by Lord Chaitanya's devotees, Rupa Raghunath. The Rupa Goswami has given much stress to Radha Kund because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to find it. And Radha Kund is mainly worshipped by Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the followers of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The end. This is Radha Kund. Hare Krishna. Yes. Now you have questions we can discuss. or we'll just finish everything today. Yes.
So here it says, who then would give up Radhakund and try to reside elsewhere? And at the same time, we are hearing Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying the devotees are not qualified to be there. So how do we understand this contradiction?
The one line we just read, Srila Prabhupada, most advanced devotees desire to live there. And those who have already reached the Apan Dasha. It means they are those who have realized their Swarup, that in what form they serve Krishna, then they can live there. And particularly if they are of Manjari Bhav or Madhuri Ras, then they can live there, not the other Ras. No Vatsalya, no Sakha, nobody. It's only for Madhuri Ras devotees.
When it comes to taking bath in Radhakund and also residing
that taking bath will come in the last verse. We'll discuss what should be done. Because in ISKCON there are two ways: we should take bath or not take bath. So what is the conclusion we will discuss in a last class. Question bank, where is my book? Where is my bag? Question bank, Nikal. Ask whether they understand this. Hare Krishna. So, verse number 9. Two questions. Explain the hierarchy of places mentioned in verse number 9. So, you will start from below, material world 1/4, then spiritual world 3/4, Vaikuntha. Higher than that is Mathura, because Krishna appeared there. Higher than that is Vrindavan, Krishna's last time, pastime, and 12 forests. Then Govardhan, at least three points there, and then Radhakund. The question is answered, okay? Next, why has Srila Rupa Goswami emphasized the importance of Radhakund? Just the last slide we have seen. Just last slide. Mahaprabhu found that place. It was not known to the people. Mahaprabhu, the devotee followers, Rupa Raghunath excavated that, and because it was found by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so Rupa Goswami gave the most importance. This is only the place for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, even not other Vaishnava Sampradayas take much importance of that, because this Radhakund is not different than Radharani. Is as much dear to Krishna as Radharani. So, particularly why Rupa Goswami? Then this list we have these 4 or 5 points. That is our verse 9 is over. Anybody has any other question? No? Verse number 10. Karami bhyaparito hare priyataya vyaktim yayo gyanina. Tebhyo jnana vimukta bhakti parama premaika nishtastata. तेभ्यः पशुपाल पंकज दृशस्ताभ्योऽपि सा राधिका प्रेष्टा तावद् इयं तदीय सरसि तां नाश्रयेत कः कृति करमेभ्य परितो हरिप्रियतया व्यक्तिं ययो ज्ञानिनस् तेभ्यो ज्ञानमुक्तः भक्ति परमा प्रेमैकनिष्ठा ततः तेभ्यता पशुपाल पंकज दृशस्ताभ्योऽपि स राधिका प्रेष्टा तदवद् इयं तदीय सरसि तां नाश्रयेत कः कीर्ति In this verse, there is hierarchy of the practitioners, from the karmi to the jnani to the bhakta, better bhakta, higher bhakta, and topmost bhakta. This is hierarchy of the devotees. Before we have the hierarchy of the bhajan sthali, place for residing in Vrindavan. In the shastra, it is said that all the type of fruited workers, karmi bhya parito hare. Karmi bhyo parito hare. All the fruited worker, karmis. He who is advanced in knowledge of the higher value of life, vyaktim yayu gyaninas, is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari Priyatyah. So higher than karmi is jnani. He is dear to the Lord. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, jnanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge, tebhyo jnana vimukta, may take to devotional service bhakti paramaha. He is superior to others. Karmi, higher than karmi is jnani, and jnani who is liberated is higher than normal jnani, and the jnani who is liberated and then taken to the bhakti is higher than all. He is superior to others. However, one who has actually attained prem, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. Premaika nishtaha tataha. The gopis is exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent on Krishna, the transcendental coward boy. Tebhyo taha pashupala pankaj drishas. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Tebhyo pisa radhika. Her kund lake is as profoundly dear to Krishna as his most beloved of the gopis. Preshta tavad iyam tadiya sarasi. Tadiyam related to Sarasi, the Radha Kund. Who then will not reside at Radha Kund, serving to the divine couple Radha Govind, who perform their Ashtakalya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the bank of Radha Kund are the most fortunate people in the universe. Tam Nashriyet kah kirti. Most famous. Fortunate. Here is the chart. Gyaan vimukta bhakti parama. Oh, below is a vikrami, not even following any rules and regulation of shastra. Above them are karmi. Just in this verse, they are called karmis. Gyaan vimukta bhakti paramaha. Yeah, abhi tak, no, it's only karmi. And then is a gyani. That is also not very dear because he is simply trying to find his life. And higher than that is a bhakta. Because gyana mukta, he is liberated due to gyana and has taken to bhakti parama. So from here actually the others are less than that. So vikarmis, higher than vikarmis are karmi, higher than karmis are gyanis, and higher than gyanis are bhakta. And higher than bhakta, premaika nishta, premi bhakta. Higher than premi bhakta is gopis, pashu pankaja drisha. And higher than gopis is Shri Radharani and Radha Kund, preshtaha, the most dear. Sakarm, karmi, sukarmi, vikarmi. There are two. Sakarma, karmi are two types, sukarmi and vikarmi. See the vikarmis. Who are vikarmis? Those who act impiously, act without the guidance of the Vedic knowledge, degraded and take birth as animal, trees and plants. They are not appreciated by learned, saintly persons. Foolishly make many plans to become happy in this material world. And Sukarmi, act piously, act on the basis of Vedic knowledge, superior to Vikarmis, perform for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. They are elevated to the higher planetary system on the basis of their pious activities, but return to this material world, this planet, when the result of their pious activities is exhausted. As long as they remain attached to the fruitive activities, they must accept new material bodies. Vikarmi and Sukarmi. This is a list of karmis. Then, here is the hierarchy. Non-religious materialist, vikarmi. Then karmi. Then religious materialist. Dharma, artha, kam, moksha, they are working for that. Not more than that. And then there are karma kandis. They want to go to heaven. Then gyanis. And then bhakta. Non-religious materialist, karmis, religious materialist, karmakandis, gyanis and bhakta. This is the hierarchy. Now let us start our paragraph number 1. At the present moment, almost everyone is engaged in some kind of fruitive activity. Those who are desirous of gaining material profit by working are called karmis, or fruitive workers. All living entities within this material world have come under the spell of Maya. This is described in Vishnu Purana. Vishnoho Shakti Para Prokta Kshetra Gyakya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sangnaya Tritir Shakti Ishayate. Is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sages have divided the energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead into the 3 categories, namely spiritual energy, marginal energy and material energy. Everybody know this? External, internal and marginal. The material energy is considered to be the third class energy, Tritiya Shakti. Those living beings within the jurisdiction of material energy sometimes engage themselves like dogs and hawks in working very hard simply for sense gratification. However, in this life or after executing pious activities in the next life, some karmis become strongly attached to performing various kinds of sacrifice mentioned in the yogas. So what is the line earlier we read is vikarmi. Those living and who are acting as hawks and ducks, they are vikarmi. And then next is the karamkandi. They perform some sacrifices, karamkandi. Thus, on the strength of their pious merits, they are elevated to heavenly planet. These are sukarmi in our list. Actually, those who perform sacrifices strictly according to the Vedic injunction are elevated to the moon planet and above the moon planet to the heaven. And they come back. And the verse quoted from Bhagavad Gita, as mentioned Bhagavad Gita 9:21, Shune punya mrti lokam vishanti. After exhausting the result of their so-called pious activities, they again return to the earth, which is called Martya Lok, the place of death. Although such person may be elevated to the heavenly planet and by their pious activities, and thus, although they may enjoy life there for many thousands of years, they nonetheless must return to this planet when the result of their pious activities are exhausted. Paragraph number 2. This is the position of all karmis, including those who act piously and those who act impiously. Impiously are vikarmi and piously are sukarmi. On this planet we find many businessmen, politicians and others who are simply interested in material happiness. So they are karmis. They attempt to earn money by all means, not considering whether such means are pious or impious. Means they don't follow the scripture, they are vikarmi. Such people are called karmis or gross materialists. This is category above the vikarmi in our chart. Materialistic, non-religious materialistics. Non-religious materialist. They are non-religious, they are materialist. They are businessmen, they want to earn money by any means. They are non-religious materialist. Among the karmis are some vikarmis, people who act without the guidance of the Vedic knowledge. So in our list, vikarmi. Those who act on the basis of knowledge, perform sacrifice for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu and to receive benediction from him, they are sukarmis. In this way, they are elevated to higher planetary system, sukarmi. Such karmis are superior to the vikarmis, for they are faithful to the direction of the Vedas and are certainly dear to Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 4:11 says, Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tangstate bhajamyam. So for these karmis, Krishna is a Yagneshwar. He fulfilled their desire as a Yagneshwar. Because they perform yajna, so Krishna gives them result. In whatever way one surrender unto me, I reward him accordingly. Krishna is so kind that he fulfilled the desire of the karmis and gyanis, not to speak of the bhakta. So for karmis he gives the heaven, for gyanis he gives them opportunity to merge into the Brahm. Then what to speak of bhakta? He will also give bhakta something. Although the karmis are sometimes elevated to higher planetary system, as long as they remain attached to fruitive activities, they must accept new material bodies after death. because they will come back. If one acts piously, he can attain a new body among the demigods in the higher planetary system, or he may attain some other position in which he can enjoy the higher standard of material happiness. On the other hand, those who are engaged in impious activities are degraded and take birth in animal, trees, and plants. Thus, those fruitive actors who do not care for the Vedic direction, Vikarmis, are not appreciated by learned saintly persons. And Srimad Bhagavatam Nyunam Pramat Kurote Vikramaha Yad Indriya Pritiha Pranoti Nasadu Manya Yat Atmanoyam Asannapi Klesha Asadeha. The teaching of Rishabdev. Materialists who work hard like dogs and hogs simply for sense gratification are actually mad. They simply perform all kinds of abominable activities simply for sense gratification. Materialistic activities are not at all the worthy of an intelligent man. For as a result of such activities, one gets a material body which is full of misery. The purpose of human life is to get out of the threefold miserable conditions, which are concomitant with the material existence. What are the three types of miseries? Adi bhautik, adhyatmik, adi devik. Unfortunately, fruitive workers are made to earn money and acquire temporary material comforts by all means. Therefore, they risk being degraded to lower species of life. Materialists foolishly make many plans to become happy in the material world. They do not stop to consider that they will live only for the certain number of years, out of which they must spend the major portion acquiring money for sense gratification. Ultimately, such activities end in death. Materialists do not consider that after giving up body, they may become embodied as lower animals, plants, or trees. Thus, all their activities simply defeat the purpose of life. Not only are they born ignorant, but they act on platform of ignorance, thinking that they are getting material benefit in the shape of skyscraper buildings, big cars, honorable position, and so on. The materialists do not know that in the next life they will be degraded, that all their activities simply serve as parabhav, their defeat. This is verdict of Srimad Bhagavatam. Just we read prabhavas tavad abodha jatah. Paragraph number 3. One should therefore be eager to understand the science of the soul, Atma Tattva. Unless one comes to the platform of Atma Tattva, by which one understands that the soul and not the body is oneself, one remains on the platform of ignorance. Out of thousands and even millions of ignorant people who are wasting their time simply gratifying their senses, one may come to the platform of knowledge. Now we are reaching to the stage of gyani. And understand higher value of life is a gyani. Such person is called gyani. The gyani knows that fruitive activity will bind him to material existence and cause him to transmigrate from one kind of body to another. As indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam by the term sarira bandha, bound by the bodily existence, as long as one maintains any conception of sense enjoyment, his mind will be absorbed in karma, fruitive activities, and this will oblige him to transmigrate from one body to the other body. Paragraph number 4. Thus, a gyani is considered superior to karmi because he at least refrained from blind activities of sense enjoyment. This is the verdict of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, although the gyani may be liberated from the ignorance of karmis, unless he comes to the platform of devotional service, he is still considered to be in ignorance of vidya. ignorance about his own self-identity. Although one may be accepted as gyani or one advanced in knowledge, his knowledge is considered impure because he has no information of devotional service and thus neglects the direct worship of the lotus feet of Lord, Supreme Personality of God. This is a verse. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th chapter, 10th canto, 2nd chapter. Very famous verse Prabhupada used to quote often time. It's not quoted here, but you find out this verse. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10:2. The demigods are speaking, praising the Krishna in the womb of this Garbhastuti. Mukta manina brishta adha yushuddha angri anadrat, because they disrespect the lotus feet of Lord. Krishna param padam, they with hard labor, with the gyaan they reach to higher stage, but still they are impure. Ashuddha manina arvindaksha. It's a very common verse Prabhupada quotes many times. Anybody can find out this verse? No? So 10:2 verse should be somewhere here. Verse number 32, 10-32. प्रभु जी मैं क्लास में हूँ, मैं उसको बोलता हूँ, मैं 2 बजे मंगा 3 बजे मंगा लेता हूँ। हाँ, कौन सा घर नंबर कौन सा उसको मिल नहीं रहा था, उसने बोला घर का A20। ठीक है, ठीक है, 101। धन्यवाद। ये श्लोक है, देखो। ये अरविंदाक्ष विमुक्त मानिनस्त्वय अस्तभावाद विशुद्ध बुद्ध्या आरोह्य कृचेण परम पदम तथा पतन्ति अधो अनाद्रात युष्मत् अंग्रिय। कभी सुनी है? यू हैव हर्ड दिस वर्स many times. So now you see this paragraph. Can you find out this thing? Although one may be accepted as gyani or advanced in knowledge, and his knowledge is considered impure. See? Avishuddha. Because he has no information of devotional service and neglect the direct worship of lotus feet. Anadrat yushmad angriha. Exactly, this is the verse quoted, 10-32. Okay, Hare Krishna. When a gyani takes to devotional service, he rapidly becomes superior to an ordinary gyani. Such an advanced person is described as gyana vimukta bhakti parama. How a gyani takes to devotional service is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7:19. Bahunam janmanamante gyanvan mam prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sadurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders to me, knowing me to be the cause and all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Actually, a person is wise when he surrenders unto the Lord's feet of Krishna, but such Mahatma, the great soul, is very rare. After taking devotional service under the regularity principle, a person may come to the platform of spontaneous love of Godhead. Following spontaneous love means Bhav Bhakti. Following in the footsteps of great devotees like Narada, Sanak, Sanatan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead then recognize him as superior. The devotees who have developed love of Godhead are certainly in an exalted position. It means Premi Bhakta, Siddha Bhakta. Of all these devotees, the gopis are recognized as superior because they do not know anything other than satisfying Krishna. They are Ragatmika. Nor do the gopis expect any return from Krishna. Indeed, sometimes Krishna put them in extreme suffering by separating himself from them. Nonetheless, they cannot forget Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan to Mathura, the gopis become most dejected and spend the rest of their life simply crying in separation of Krishna. This means that in one sense they never actually separate from Krishna because they were remembering all the time Krishna. Remembering Krishna means always in company of Krishna. There is no difference between thinking of Krishna and associating with him. Rather, vipralamba seva in separation, thinking of Krishna in separation as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, is far better than serving Krishna directly. Thus, of all the devotees who have developed unalloyed love for Krishna, the gopis are the most exalted. And out of these gopis, the exalted gopis, Srimati Radharani is the highest. And no one can excel devotional service of Srimati Radharani. Indeed, even Krishna cannot understand the attitude of Radharani. Therefore, he took her position and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to understand her transcendental feelings. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami gradually concludes that Srimati Radharani is the most exalted devotee of Krishna and that her Kunda, Sri Radha Kunda, is the most exalted place. This is verified by the verse from Padma Purana as quoted in Laghu Bhagavata Amrita, Uttarakhanda and Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Ya yatha Radha Priya Vishnu tasya kundam priya tatha sarva gopeshu saivaika Vishnu atyanta valabha. Just as Srimati Radharani dear to Lord Krishna or Vishnu, so Vishnu here means who pervade everywhere. Vishnu means all pervading. It's not Vishnu means all pervading. Radha is only associated with Krishna. With Vishnu is always Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is a expansion of Radharani. So her bathing place Radha equally dear to Krishna. Among all the gopis, she alone stands supreme as the Lord's most beloved. Therefore, everyone interested in Krishna consciousness should ultimately take shelter of Radha Kund and execute devotional service there throughout one's life. This is the conclusion of Rupa Goswami in the 10th verse of Upadesha Amrita. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we have completed 2 verses. Now we'll see again the beginning where there's everything is given. Hare Krishna. बोलिए. हाँ मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ, मैं अभी क्लास ले रहा हूँ। आप वो मंदिर मंदिर में उधर एमबीटी के पास गाड़ी को खड़ी करें। Now you see the whole verse here. Vikarmi, karmi, gyani. After the gyani is bhakta. And after bhakta is premi bhakta. And after premi bhakta is gopi. And among the gopis is Radha. This is the hierarchy of the sadhan. And this is what in the purport we have Vikarmi and Sukarmi. And this is actual hierarchy up till Bhakta. But among the Bhakta there are Premi Bhakta, Gopis and Radha. Radharani topmost of the Gopis. That is higher. Now we see our question bank. Verse number 10. List the hierarchy of different people mentioned in verse number 10. We start Vikarmi, Karmi, Gyani, Bhakta, Premi Bhakta. And the more marks will be given who writes on the side. This is just we finished. Remember this. Now write like this. Vikarmi, Karmi, Gyani, Bhakta, Gyani, Vimukta, Bhakti, Para. And then Premaika Nishta, Premi Bhakta. Then Pashupankaj, Drsha, Gopis. And then Preshta. If you write these four names for the Bhakta, these are the hierarchy of Bhakta. And below that is the Karmis and Gyanis. They are not Bhakta. So if you write these words, then it means you are excellent student. If you simply write this English word, ordinary student. Okay? If there are 3 marks, you will get at least 2.5. Half mark is for these words. It means you know, actually. Next question. Explain why the devotee who has developed love of Godhead is on an exalted position compared to the Gyani. Explain why a devotee who has developed love of Godhead is on an exalted position compared to the Gyani. Haji?
Gyani is not interested in devotional service to the Lord.
We have read the whole purport. Where is this section? Devotee who has developed love of God is an exalted position compared to the Gyani. Actually, this verse which we have quoted, 10 to 32. Gyani, they do hard exercise, but still they don't have devotion. Therefore, they disrespect Supreme Lord. That is the verse actually. 10 to 32. Based on that, Gyani is at lower stage as compared to the devotee, because devotee worship the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. That section from the purport is the answer. You find that section? Because Gyanis don't know about devotional service and he disregard or disrespect lotus feet of Lord. If you exactly quote that verse, I mean, you know that, then it means you understand the subject. And the last is very simple. Explain why among all the devotees of Krishna, the glories of gopis are greater. Because they have unconditional love. They don't need anything from Krishna. They simply want to satisfy Krishna. They are ready to live in separation of Krishna and Vipalamba Bhav. They never forget Krishna, therefore they are always united with Krishna. Even Krishna is not there, just we read this. And then, why the Radharani is the topmost? Among all the gopis, Radharani, because Krishna don't know how much love Radharani has, therefore he has to appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to taste that this portion. Therefore Radharani is high. So if you remember, if these 5 answers, if you write today, by evening, then you will, be in a good memory of all these things. Tomorrow you forget everything. So one more verse for tomorrow. Any other question or comment? Yes.
In this verse, it's mentioned that the karmis go to heaven, the people who are pious karmis. So we are discussing karma yoga in Bhagavad Gita. My question is, people who perform...
Karma yoga is different than karmi.
Yes, yes. So my question is, people who perform sakama karma yoga, what is their destination?
Sakama karma yogi, because the word yoga is added, it means they are connected with Supreme Lord.
Yes.
Therefore, basically Bhagavad Gita only glorified Nishkam Karam Bhakta, not Sakam. Whole Bhagavad Gita is Nishkam Karam Yoga. It is begin with Nishkam Karam Yoga. Sakam Karam Yogi, anyway, he has to advance to Nishkam level. And then he has to go to the gyaan. Then he has to go to the adhyan, and then to the bhakti. This is a gradual ladder. Yoga is a yoga ladder. But if he directly take to devotional service, then he can go directly by lift. So both options are there. Yoga ladder, in a yoga ladder, the karmis are sakam karmi and nishkam karmi. Among the two, nishkam is higher. Nishkam karmi knows 2 things. When he is detached from the fruits and when he develops knowledge of the God, then he is eligible to enter into the gyana yoga. With these 2 qualifications, he can go further to the gyana yoga. Nishkam karma yogi is purified, and then he can go to the gyana yoga. And gyana yogi, when he desires to see the Lord within the heart, then he is transferred to the stage of dhyana yoga. Dhyana yoga. And when the dhyana yogis, when he sees the Lord, but he wants to really love and serve the Lord, then he is eligible to enter into the bhakti. So this is the gradual way. Karma yogi, jnana yogi, what stage he can be jnana, what stage he can be dhyan, and what stage he can be bhakta. That is the gradual elevation of the yoga ladder. So Sakam Karmi's destination is, again he will come as a human being and practices devotion with more intense Nishkam Bhav. He will not go to the heaven or waste time there. He will again come here and continue his devotion. Because yoga is added, so he will come and continue his practice. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
The Lakshmi Devi.
Yes.
What is her position in the hierarchy of the devotees mentioned here?
Lakshmi is well, practically speaking, Lakshmi is below gopis. Lakshmi and then gopis. If we count the Lakshmis, then Lakshmis are pure devotee, less than gopis, and higher than any. She is also Nitya Siddha, but in a Vaidhi Prem, Raganuga Prem. Lakshmi is in a Vaidhi Prem, Vaidhi Prem. So she is less than gopis. Gopis are higher in that sense. Gopis are Radharani's kaya view. Kaya means body. Expansion of body of Radharani are gopis. And Lakshmis are, the word is pratibimb. No, pratibimbs are the queens. Queens are the reflection. Queens of Dwarka are reflection of Radharani. And the Lakshmis are expansion. Something, some word is there. So gopis are higher. Lakshmi is an Aishwarya Bhav. She's an Aishwarya Bhav. But she's waiting here for entering in Ras dance. She's not getting chance. So she's less than gopis. Because gopis take part in Ras dance. Lakshmi cannot.
We also get the chance to enter the Rashtriya.
Huh? Who? Who? Huh? Who?
Lord Shiva.
Yeah, he got. He got Gopi Bhav. He got Gopi Bhav. He was ready to follow the gopis, and therefore he entered in the Ras dance. He just saw Ras dance. He cannot play. So Narad once got Gopi Bhav. Arjun got Gopi Bhav. They got one at one time, but Lakshmi not. Yes.
In the last verse we have read only once devotees should reside in
Yes.
reside at Radha. Is there also some qualification to reside in Vrindavan? Is it also the same?
Oh, for Vrindavan also there is a qualification. At least he should be at the level of Nishtha. Then he should come to Vrindavan and practice Raga Nuga Bhakti. That was verse number 8. Verse number 8 is for Vrindavan. Virjatishtam.
So if one is not at that level, so one should avoid.
Huh?
If one is not at that level, so should one avoid residing in Vrindavan?
Srila Prabhupada said it's better you come here and just relish something and go out and preach, because you live here long time, you will commit many offenses. This place is not ordinary place. So Radharan will not allow somebody to stay long time here if he is not actually pure at heart. So she always kicks.
Why we didn't discuss about Shampun?
Sham Kund?
Because we always discuss about Radha.
Radha Kund is dear to Radharani and Radharani is dear to Krishna. Actually, Sham Kund is dear to Radharani and Radha Kund is dear to Krishna. Krishna promised that he will take bath every day in Radha Kund, and Radharani promised she will take every day bath in Krishna Kund. So both kunds are high, but Radha Kund is the higher than Krishna Kund because it's not different than Radharani. Krishna minus Radha is Brahm. Vasudeva, no Raslila, nothing.
As per Prabhu's question, the non-initiated devotee should not be recommended to stay.
Yeah, rickshawalas are living here, so what is the problem? They are not practicing devotional service. They are here just living there like ordinary human beings. So they are not counted among the devotees basically. They may be living here 50 years, but they are not Brajavasis. Brajavasis means those who serve and love the original devotees of Krishna and Vrindavan and practice Raganoga Bhakti. They are Brajavasis. Yeah, all the Brajavasis went back with Krishna. Nobody is Brajavasi. They all are coming from different places here.
My specific question is about ISKCON devotees. I am not initiated devotee. So that means as per what you explained, I should not be staying here.
Initiation is formality. If we, internally, you have a desire to, do bhakti, then you have to take shelter of some senior devotee and under his guidance, you can practice bhakti here. There's no problem. And so many initiated devotees are doing all nonsense here, so. Initiation is formality, but initiation allows you to do the close deity worship only, nothing else. Because only your body can be used directly in service of Krishna after initiation from bona fide spiritual master. But you can do bhajan without that. Narottam Das came, he was not initiated. He came here and lived with Jiva Goswami. Afterward, he was initiated. Srinivas came, he was not initiated. Jiva Goswami came, he was not initiated. They came and lived in Vrindavan, and afterward they were initiated. So there is no bar that one who is not initiated cannot come in Vrindavan. Even a new devotee come, Vrindavan is so powerful place that he can feel ecstasy. One of the most potent limb of the devotional service. To be in a Vrindavan Dham is not ordinary thing. Yes.
As we know, Radharani is the Adhini energy of.
Radharani is the Hladini Shakti of Krishna, yes.
So how it is possible that Krishna cannot understand the mood of the Radharani?
So ask Krishna, I don't know. This is the question Krishna can answer. I mean. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has actually highlighted the position of Radharani. Gora na hoite tak ki hota. If the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have not come, how can we know Premera Sima, Radhara Premera Sima? How can we know the limits of the love of Radharani? So there are three desires in Krishna's. Krishna says, how much beautiful I am, I don't know. Somebody else knows. How much ecstasy Radharani is getting when she is meeting me, I don't know. Radharani knows. And what is making her to forget everything and always think of me? Radharani knows, I don't know. So I want to know why, what is my beauty, what is my attraction, and what is the taste Radharani gets. So Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's internal reasons for Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. External reason is for Harinam Sankirtan, Yuga Dharma. But internal reasons are three. Krishna don't know about Radharani. Yes, he's Swamini. Even Krishna, once Srila Prabhupada was, when the ISKCON in Calcutta, the temple was in a higher building, a building which is hired, and landlord was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. He was a devotee, and he told to the Achyutanand Swami, who was Prabhupada's disciple there, early disciple, who wrote the Vaishnava song book in the beginning. He knew Bengali, he learned Bengali, he lived in Gaudiya Math. So that landlord said there is a milk and then there is a sugar. They mixed together, then is a rasgulla, which is sweeter than sugar and milk. So there is Radharani and then Krishna. When they become together, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then it's more sweet. So Achyutanand could not understand. So he came to Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, he's saying like sugar, milk, and then rasgulla is more sweet. So, which is first, Prabhupada said? First is sugar, and milk, then there's a Rasgulla. So first there's Radha and Krishna, and then there's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's all right, but who is great? Then Prabhupada looked at the wall and there was picture. Krishna taking the shoes of Nanda Baba on his head. Prabhupada says, hey, Nanda Baba is higher because Krishna is taking his shoes. Then Prabhupada looked at another picture where Krishna was massaging the feet of Radharani. So see, Radharani is higher than Krishna. Krishna is massaging, and then Prabhupada said, devotee is higher than Krishna. But therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in a devotee mood. Arjuna is a devotee, he is sitting high in the chariot, and Krishna is a god, he is sitting as a chariot driver. So highest is the devotee, because it's the devotee who manifests the love of God. So Radharani is in a devotional mood, therefore she is highest. Krishna has no bhakti for Krishna. Krishna's bhakti is only with Krishna's devotee. Krishna cannot give Krishna bhakti, he don't have. Only his devotees can give. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Finished your early question bank by tomorrow. Our